Welcome to the Inner Sanctum. I am the Chief Magician of Mystery Babylon, and I will be your host, Grandmaster, and teacher for this holy session. Now, I hope that all of you enjoyed the clip that I just played. You may be asking, why did I play that clip? Well, it has everything to do what we're going to talk about in this session. This video is Gate Aleph to a mini-series revelating and illuminating a most ancient and probably the most esoteric of subjects, none other than holy Magikh. Now, I already have a series on holy Magikh on my channel, so the prerequisites to this series is that you have seen practically all, if not most, of my videos on my channel, but most especially the videos that I have done on holy Magikh. This video is Gate Aleph. This video represents the gates before all of the gates that I've already posted on my channel. Because in this series, we're going to explore the quintessence and the foundation of holy Magikh. Now, The Matrix is probably my favoriteest movie of all time, or very close to my most favorite movie of all time. Now, we got all these people out there, we got all these Goyim, Jews, all these people out there that they'll tell you that The Matrix is probably their most favorite movie of all time, or it's close to their most favorite movie of all time. You got all these people out there that love the movie The Matrix, right? Very philosophical movie. Now, the problem is that everyone thinks the movie is a work of fiction. But in reality, it's not a work of fiction, and this is only known by the grandmasters and the people that run the world. There are very powerful divine entities that were behind the movie. Nobody knows this. I'm not here to talk about that. You have all of these people out there that have done videos and teachings on the philosophical levels and content behind the movie. You can go on YouTube, you can go online. There's all these videos, all these teachings, papers exploring the philosophical aspects of the movie. There's even occultists who have, belonged to certain secret societies that have come out and tried to explain the philosophical and occult aspects behind the movie. Now, I'm here to tell you, as a chief magician of Mystery Babylon, and listen to me very carefully, that there's not one person out there that has fully explored and fully revealed and elucidated and illuminated all of the esoteric arcana that are embedded within this movie. This movie is the most Kabbalistic movie that has been ever made, and reveals very subtly, very arcanely, some of the most esoteric of arcana. And no one out there has a full understanding of all of these esoteric arcana behind and embedded within this movie. They don't understand all of the esoteric parables that are presented throughout the movie. Because again, as I stated in the beginning, there were divine entities and action behind this movie. Now, I can spend many hours illuminating and revealing all of these very, very powerful, very, very esoteric, very ancient, very esoteric arcana that are embedded within this movie. But I'm not going to do that here. That's not the purpose of this video. One of the main aspects of the movie has to do with the quintessence and the nature of the construct of our construct? What is the nature? What is the quintessence of the construct? Now, unfortunately, 99.9% of those who are occultists, who even claim to be occultists, who are none other than pseudo occultists, have no idea. They don't know the true answer to this question. Less than a handful of people throughout the millennia have truly understood and known the true answer to this question, have the full understanding of the quintessence and nature of the construct. Now, throughout the movie, the construct is referred to as the Matrix. And there are allegories that are given to explain and reveal the true essence of the nature of the construct. Now, why is this important? Why am I speaking on the quintessence of the construct? Because Holy Magikh has everything to do with the quintessence of the construct. You cannot begin to operate in Holy Magikh without understanding, without truly understanding the nature and quintessence of the construct, as we will see here shortly, as I will show you and teach you and reveal to you here very shortly. I must reiterate, this series, it's probably the most powerful series. These are probably the most powerful, greatest, holiest, and most powerful videos on my entire channel, period, bar none. No exaggeration. Because I'm going to reveal esoteric arcana, esoteric matter that has been very, very esoteric, very, very well hidden, secret for thousands of years. That within the past 2,000 years, there's only been a handful of individuals that truly understand and know what is going to be explained and revealed here. Really, that have ever fully operated in the power and the wisdom and knowledge of what is going to be revealed here. The implications and the ramifications of all of this are just quite too staggering to fully explicate. And I'm afraid to understand for many of you listening. So let us get into the heart, or really into the essence of the matter, where I'm going to begin to reveal to you from some of our most ancient, esoteric, Kabbalistic texts. I'm going to give you a few snippets, a few crumbs from the Grandmaster's table, elucidating the quintessence of the construct. So what are we dealing with here? We're dealing with quintessentially the divine code. Now in Sefer Amech HaMelach, in Gate 1, which is the pleasures of the king, in chapters 53 to 54, and by the way, all of the English translations of the text you see here in this video, they're all my own personal lucid English translations of the underlying Hebrew text. It states, "It is impossible," and listen very carefully, incline thy ear very, very well. "It is impossible to come to the intention of the creation of Adam, but through the mystery of the letters. And these letters were created in the mystery of Chesed, Din, Rachamim, which is loving kindness, judgment, and mercies, which is called Chadar of the king." Now, Khadar is ancient Hebrew for a concealed, hidden matter. It can be translated as secret or a concealment, even a chamber, a concealed, hidden chamber. And we can see here that the word Khadar is an oraticon for Chesed, Din, and Rachamim. And they stand in the image of Adam, except there does not exist any corporeality, God forbid. But the letters of light stand in the form of the image of this in each and every universe until they descend to the form of this corporeal Adam, line upon line, order upon order, line upon line, order by order. And the letters are divided into three sections: Chesed on the right, Din on the left, and Rachamim in the middle. And in Atziluth, where the five Partsufim exist, all of them were built in the mystery of names. And the universe of Bria is the permutations of the Torah with its verses, because all the universes are letters and names. So here we learn the divine initiator is revealing the highest of all arcana, the highest arcanum, which is that quintessentially the nature of the construct is that it is all code. It's all letters. Letters are what make up the code. This is why the matrix gives the allegory of the nature of the construct as computer code, which is an image of the highest archetype, which is the divine code that runs all of the universes. Everything. It has been taught. It has been erroneously taught that all of existence boils down to particles called atoms. But even there's even a great mystery in this great error. Actually, the truth is, I reveal to you a new secret teaching that all of existence boils down to particles called or known as letters or signs. The nature of the construct is divine code, which are the holy divine seals. It's this holy divine code that generated all of the universes, including our construct, is comprised of letters, holy divine seals. This is the true quintessence of reality of the construct. Everything, and I mean everything, is letters. Permutations and combinations of holy divine seals that generate and make up divine code that runs everything. In chapter 4, the divine initiator states, "Therefore, the wise will understand that this primordial Torah is the root chief cornerstone of all the universes which are below it. And it descended / progressed from its permutations and letters. For above there is not any matter except letters of light, and they stand in the mystery of the image of Adam. It is written by Rabbi Ishmael, the high priest, in the chapters of the palaces, that angels exist in the form of men and women, but all of them are letters." What is being revealed here is the highest of the highest of the highest of arcana cannot be emphasized. I simply cannot fully emphasize how esoteric and how powerful what is being revealed here is. The implications and the ramifications are just ridiculously staggering. There are no words in the human language to express the power and the implications and the ramifications of all of this. This is no exaggeration. This is no joke. palaces, which is the Hechaloth, the ancient Hechaloth literature, which are some of the most ancient, most esoteric of Kabbalistic texts, were all penned down by one of the highest and greatest of all divine initiators, none other than Rabbi Ishmael, the high priest. Those who are highly initiated, those who are truly illuminated, will more than no one understand what is being stated here. The primordial Torah is in reference to the highest universe, which is the universe of the garment, which is the highest and most primordial of Torahs, really of Toroth. You should know that the matter is, as I have already warned thee, that you should not imagine any form or image of the lights above, except these lights are forms of holy names and letters that were hewn from an exceedingly purity and illumination that stands in holy forms in the mystery of Adam Kadmon. Now, this is stated by one of the most initiated Shabbatayans in a book called Sha'arei Gan Eden, the Gates of the Garden of Eden, in Sha'ar Derech Ameth Patach 8 Derech 5. What you come to learn that will be repeated numerous times in all of the ancient esoteric texts is that everything is composed of letters and names and permutations and combinations thereof of these divine seals. Whether we're speaking on the universes, the entities, the Sferoth, the lights, the gods, it doesn't matter. Everything from the highest to the lowest, everything is letters. Letters upon letters. And every grandmaster knows this and understands this very well. And so this is why, continuing in Sefer Amech HaMelech, I think I mismatched these two slides here. The divine initiator tells us that all of the neshama is letters. Regarding this, it was said in Sefer Yechezkel, in chapter 34, verse 31, the holy prophet Yechezkel states that, "And ye are my flock." Ye are my flock, the flock of my pasture. Ye are Adam, and I am the Elohim of ye, saith thus Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. Now, the divine initiator here is citing this verse as proof of his assertion that all of the neshama is letters. Quintessentially, our entire spiritual existence, our existentiality as a whole, is comprised entirely of holy divine seals. So how is his citation of this verse proof of his assertion? Well, you have to be fluent in ancient Hebrew and Aramaic to know and understand this great arcanum. Because the first Hebrew word in the verse is watain. And the Hebrew word aleph tau is the ancient Hebrew and Aramaic word for a word, or a divine seal. So we can read the first Hebrew word in the verse as "and letters." We see the word atam later on in the verse, where he says Adam atam, which is Hebrew for ye are Adam. Again, we find the Hebrew/Aramaic word for letter. So here we have the equation being given in the original Hebrew, or really Aramaic. He's saying the letters are my flock. Adam are letters. He's equating Adam with letters, and he's equating the flock with letters. Everything is interconnected. Everything is letters. He goes on to say that the nations of the world are not called Adam, quoting Talmud Bavli Tractate Yebamot Folio 61a, because their nefesh is from the impure Adam Lia'al, which contains the letters of Blach Magikh. You must understand this. So what we have here then is we give a parable, an allegory, that we liken the quintessence and the nature of the construct as divine code. Everything is divine code. Think of a program. A program is binary in nature, ones and zeros. All code is binary in nature, zeros and ones, strings and permutations and combinations of zeros and ones that produce code. That produce the application at hand. The application being the construct. Behind the application, behind the construct is the code that is generating all the existence, all of reality. This is the true nature and quintessence of Magikh. And there has been no occultist, no magician, no impure occultist, no goy occultist, no goy magician that has ever really known or understood any of this. This is a fact. I'm the chief magician of Mystery Babylon. I know exactly what I'm talking about. So, allow me to get very, very deep into the essence of the matter now. What you see before you is the first verse of the Torah, Bereshith 1:1. Now, for a time being, simply look at part of the verse at the bottom, which is Bereshith bara Elohim eighth. We are concerned here with telistic exegesis, one of the most esoteric levels to the verse. We Grandmasters read this part of the verse as, in the beginning, Elohim created the letter. Now there are many permutations here. In the beginning, Elohim created the first divine seal, which was to generate all other divine seals of the Aleph Beth. So the very first thing that is created is this divine seal. Question: what is this divine seal? What is this holy letter? Let's go even deeper. Let's take it to an even higher esoteric level. As we hew deeper into the divine well. In the beginning, he created Elohim. In other words, the first creation was Elohim. The very essence, the very idea, the very existence of God, of divinity, really of the gods. But there's an equation between Elohim and eighth. what the verse is really coming to state here on the most esoteric level is that in the beginning, he, the divine architect, the hidden, concealed divine architect, created the Elohim, which was the first divine letter and seal. What I have revealed to you here is the highest of the highest and the highest of arcana. Lower esoteric levels is when we read the complete verse, which speaks on the creation of the lower universes. In the beginning, Elohim created Eith Hashamayim with Eith Haaretz. Eith Hashamayim comes to stand alone as an equation, as way Eith Haaretz comes to stand alone as another equation. We have two equations here. We have two eighths. We have two divine seals, two letters. The verse comes to tell us that the first letter, the first divine seal is the heavens, which is an allusion to Zeranpin, and the second divine seal, or the second letter, is the earth, or Shekhinah, Malchuth, the holy goddess. These first two divine seals, these first two divine letters, are quintessentially the male and female principles that are being generated. But it all comes down to what I stated in the beginning, that everything is letters. The earth, letters. The heavens, letters. Elohim, the gods, letters. Permutations and combinations of letters. Everything is permutations and combinations of letters. You need to know this. You need to understand this. And so we will conclude with what is stated in Talmud Babli, in Tractate Berachoth, folio 55a. Where Rab Yehuda says that Rab said, Betzalel knew how to join the letters which heaven and earth were created, which I just showed you from the first verse in the Torah, how it's talking about the letters that created the heavens and the earth. Do you see how deep the Talmud is? Do you see all of these arcana that are embedded and hidden within the Talmudim? From where do we derive this? It is written here in praise of Betzalel, and I have filled him with the spirit of Elohim in wisdom and in understanding and in knowledge and in all manner of workmanship, quoting Shmoth chapter 31, verse 3. And it is written there with regard to the creation of heaven and earth. Adonai by Chokhmah founded the earth. By Bina he established the heavens. And it is written, by his da'ath the depths were broken up and his skies dropped down the dew. We see that Chokhmah, Bina, and da'ath, the qualities with which the heavens and the earth were created, are all found in Betzalel. And there's a lot of Kabbalistic arcana that are embedded and hidden within this passage alone. So what then is the great arcanum here?
This is the construct. It's our loading program. We can load anything from clothing to equipment, weapons, training simulations, anything we need.
Right now, we're inside a computer program?
Is it really so hard to believe? Your clothes are different, the plugs in your arms and head are gone. Your hair has changed. Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. It is the mental projection of your digital self.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today. Welcome to the desert of the real. What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
Stop. Let me out. Let me out. I want out.
Okay, so what do you need besides a miracle?
Guns. Lots of guns.
Neo. No one has ever done anything like this.
That's why it's going to work.
Brilliant. Just absolutely brilliant. I just showed you about a 2-minute clip from The Matrix, and I can speak well over an hour on all of the arcana that have been hidden and concealed and embedded within that clip alone. Now, if you're a holy initiate and adept, that clip should have answered the question I asked before I played it. You see, we have many Goyim and even many Jews. They read this section in the Talmud and it goes over their head. What does it mean that Bezalel knew how to permute and combine the letters? What does this mean? Why was Bezalel considered this divine craftsman? There's many levels here. There's so many levels here. I don't have the time and space to get into all these esoteric levels on Bezalel, who he is, and this passage in the Talmud. Now, we have two major secret societies that have been running at the core of society for the past 2,000 years about. We have the Holy Secret Society, to which I belong to, which is the true order of the Zoharim, the true Illuminati. And then we have what many would call the Freemasons. Now, in Freemasonry, they pay great homage. Their great grandmaster, their great leader, whom they pay so much homage to, is Hiram Abif. Who is Hiram Abif? Well, he was Israeli. He was an Israeli craftsman. But we do not pay homage to Hiram Abif. The true Illuminati does not pay homage to Hiram Abif. In fact, King Shlomo is thousands of times greater than Hiram Abif. No, the Grandmaster, the divine being that we pay homage to, that we praise, is Bezalel. We understand the true esoteric mystery behind Bezalel and who he really is, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. What Bezalel is, what he represents, he is the archetypal, holy, grandmaster magician. Quintessentially, that is who Bezalel is. He is a grandmaster, holy magician. You need to incline that ear very, very well to what I'm saying here. He built the tabernacle through holy Magikh. What does it mean that he built the tabernacle through holy Magikh? Listen to me very carefully. King Shlomo built the holy temple through holy Magikh. What does the ancient Bible tell us? There was not even one instrument, not even the slightest sound of one instrument was heard in the construction of the holy temple that King Shlomo built, my great 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 grandfather. Why? Well, as his great 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 grandson, who was a fully initiated grandmaster, who just happens to be the chief magician in Mystery Babylon, I will tell you it was because he built the entire temple through holy Magikh in the same manner that Bezalel built the tabernacle. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or are you too profane and too spiritually blind to understand anything that I'm saying? Please leave if you are profane. This is not for you. Now, you saw in the clip, you saw many of these embedded secrets within that clip that I played from the Matrix. How do you gain access to the divine code to perform the highest operations of holy Magikh? If only you knew what could be done through holy Magikh, you would realize, as I said in the beginning, that the Matrix is not a work of fiction. It's not fiction. The problem is that all of you are blind. You don't have eyes to see. You don't really see. You don't understand anything. I go up to the Goyim and I ask them, what do you see? I used to go up to my teacher at school and ask him, what do you see? Do you think that what you see is real? And I would tell them, you don't really see. What you see is an illusion that you have been programmed to see. The Grandmaster Holy Magician has transcended reality entirely. So how do you gain access to the divine code to perform holy Magikh? That is the great arcane. That is the highest of arcana. We've just scratched the tip of the iceberg here in Gate Aleph. In Gate Beth, I will be interviewing a holy Grandmaster Magician, just like myself. And both of us together will illuminate the system of holy Magikh and how to access the divine code that runs everything. And what truly holy Magikh is, as has been subtly hinted at in this Talmudic passage. Don't be stupid. Don't be like the stupid Goyim and Jews that read this passage that it goes over their head. They think this is all fake. They think it's all myth. Just like all the stupid Goyim that think the movie The Matrix is myth. It's just a nice, good work of fiction. Don't be stupid. So I hope that you're just as excited as I am for the next part, Gate Beth, because that's where the real fun begins. Shalom, Wassalam.